2022 Honda Civic vs 2022 Honda Accord. Stylish sedan pros and cons. Ever wonder why you see so many Civics and Accords around? Part of it is because they're really dang good. For 2022, the Accord is in its best form ever. But for the same model year, the redesigned 11th generation Civic hits the scene, and we're impressed. You can't go wrong choosing either, but the excellence of both models makes things tricky. How to decide? Consider these differences between the Civic and Accord. Exterior specs. You don't need a measuring tape to know that the Civic is smaller than the Accord. That much is clear just by looking. How much smaller, though? Put away that measuring tape. Here's how they compare in size. Passenger space. Considering their differences in exterior size, passenger space measurements between the Civic and Accord are surprisingly close. Rear legroom is the only area where there's more than an inch of difference. That doesn't tell the whole story, though. Total passenger volume is 99.0 cubic feet in the Civic and 105.6 in the Accord. Part of the reason why the larger car feels, well, larger inside. Cargo capacity. Among midsize sedans, the Accord boasts the largest trunk, with a 16.7 cubic foot cargo hold. All Accord trims above the base LX have a fold-down second-row seat to help larger items fit inside. The Civic sedan's trunk is fairly capacious, providing 14.8 cubic feet or 14.4 cubic feet on the Touring trim. All Civic trims have folding second-row seats. The Civic actually has more versatility than the Accord, though, that is, if you get the Civic hatchback. That model has a rated cargo capacity of 24.5 cubic feet behind its second row, and much more when those seats are folded down. Fuel economy. Smaller car, better fuel economy, right? That's not necessarily the case here. The Civic and Accord share an available turbocharged 1.5-liter engine, albeit tuned differently. Otherwise, each has its own lineup of engine choices, with the Accord offering a hybrid powertrain and the Civic's equivalent being the Insight Hybrid, which replaced the Civic Hybrid model. For the 2022 model year, the Accord Hybrid gets a sport model, but the lineup's fuel economy should otherwise be the same. Technology. The Civic has tech features you can't get in an Accord, and vice versa. For example, every Civic is equipped with a 7.0-inch infotainment touchscreen other than the range-topping Touring trim, which has a 9.0-inch display. All Accords have an 8.0-inch touchscreen. Accord Touring and Hybrid are equipped with a head-up display, which the Civic doesn't offer. The Civic Touring has a 10.3-inch all-digital gauge display, which can't be had on an Accord. A branded sound system is available on the Civic for the first time. The Touring trim is equipped with a 12-speaker setup from Bose. Both cars share features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, USB charge ports, and Bluetooth connectivity. Styling. Compared to its aggressively angular predecessor, the 2022 Civic styling is more mature and subdued, and bears a striking resemblance to the Accord. We think that's a good thing. The Accord's handsome bodywork is a successful starting point for the Civic's reworked duds. Inside, however, the Civic raises the bar. Although material quality in both cars is simply appropriate for the price point, how those materials are arranged in the Civic is excellent. The mesh air vents, textured dials, and patterned trim panels look great. Various knobs and touchpoints are arranged for better ease of use. The Accord's cabin has a similar layout, but the Civic's interior ambiance is more